And you're very welcome back. So I'm joined by Damien Donahoe, and we are talking about the Cavan and Fermanagh game that's taking place this Sunday in Brewster Park. So there's been so much speculation, so much talk about this particular game that's on Sunday. Will it go ahead? Won't it go ahead? Will it be in Brewster Park? Will it be moved? Will it be changed because of the GAA Summit? But it is going ahead. It is a ticket. I'm not sure if it's ticket only game. You know, you can get tickets, but do you think this game should be going ahead in Brewster Park, or should they maybe move it to Clones or somewhere just a little bit easier for people? Do you think it might affect the kind of supporters?
I definitely think it's going to affect the numbers that are going to travel down to it. Like the restrictions on the way you can travel, the people coming from West Cavan have to come across the Lisnaskea to get in. You can't come in by the Derrylin way that ordinarily West Cavan people come in. So I think it is going to affect, from talking to people out around the county, a lot of people are afraid about the distances from the field that the parking are going to be, that they're going to have to go a long way. If it's a rainy day, they're going to have to walk in rain. There seems to be a lot of fear. From what I've been told, or from what I'm hearing, there are more parking spaces available now because of the GAA Summit closer to Brewster Park.
Okay.
The cinema beside it there, and the hospital, and that they're all closed to the public. So there's extra parking spaces available close to the park. So I'd hope the Cavan supporters will come out, but from what I'm hearing around the county, the numbers won't be there. They don't seem to be mobilising to follow it because they're afraid of all the disruption to it, and the fact it's on BBC as well. A lot of people might just sit at home and watch it if it's a rainy day.
Exactly. But just, I suppose, for anybody wondering about, your people are, I suppose, advised there's going to be heightened security measures in place in the greater Enniskillen area, and this may include vehicle checks. And I suppose just leave extra time if you're travelling to the game. And I think they're saying there is over 4,000 car parking spaces, so within 10 minutes walk to Brewster Park. And again, under 16s go free, and I think you can get tickets from your club or county boards, and from gatickets.ie. So if you're looking for tickets, just get onto your club. So that's the thing. So hopefully won't put people off, and people will get down. I mean, there is talk, and this might entice some people, there is talk of Obama and CNN turning up to the game. Like that, wouldn't that be great?
That'd be interesting.
That might take some of the spotlight off Cavan maybe in this game if Obama turns up, but has been promised a pint, I hear.
Yeah, well, if he comes wearing a Cavan jersey, I might even bring him a bottle of Budweiser or whatever he wants.
Exactly. But, look, I think everyone's really looking forward to this game. And obviously it's our neighbouring county, so it's always been a rivalry between the two teams. So that brings us then, I suppose we better touch on to the minors. Their next game is the end of June, the semi-final against Monaghan. Obviously, Monaghan, you're saying, is favourites to win Ulster, but let's talk the Bet Armagh. That was a great showdown in Breffni Park, and then they've since Bet Fermanagh. Yeah,
Cavan minors, for a change. For years we've watched Cavan minors go into tight championship games, and in the last couple of minutes when their backs were to the wall, they usually fall apart. But it shows now we've won 2 games where the backs were to the wall. We needed the point in the end to win it, and we got them in both occasions. So it shows that there's a bit of confidence in these minors. There's definitely a bit of backbone to them. They're willing to fight, and there's a never say die attitude in them. There's a lot of expectation on underage teams in Cavan now, since we've had our success at minor and on 21 in the last few years. So people are talking about this Cavan team. It's not as good as previous years, but a lot of people are forgetting you have a huge gap of age and of even maturity. Like I think Paul Fitzpatrick was writing in the Celt this week about the gap from David Brady from Ballyhaise, a starting corner forward. He's doing his junior cert this year. Ben Kiernan from Templeport finished his first year exams in college, and they're on the same team and the same panel.
A huge gap. Gosh, when you put it like that, in that context, then you really can see that's a massive gap.
Yeah, it is.
For developmental stages and everything, it really is a huge difference.
That's exactly it. And I think this Cavan minor team are probably maybe a year young yet. There's a lot of them. There's 2 of the starting team are under 16 still. So there's another 2 or 3 that are on the panel that are under 16. There's a lot of under 17s on it. So to win, as a man from Fermanagh said to me after the Fermanagh game, if somebody offered Fermanagh Minors 2 wins in Ulster Championship in 1 year, to take the hand off them. And yet, because of how well Cavan on the Ridge has done in the last few years, we're going to be disappointed if we lose to Monaghan. But at the end of the day, the boys will go out. They're extreme underdogs in that game. They're coming up against the Ulster League champions in Monaghan. A lot of that Monaghan team have a lot of McRory experience with St. McCartans. I think there's 7 of that team were in the McRory final, or semi-final. So we definitely are going to be up against it. And then there's a Monaghan manager, but all his football experience is over in Cavan. Frank Brady, he actually managed Drumlane to a junior title, and I think he managed Kill to a junior title as well.
So Frank Brady's managing Monaghan
Minors,
at the moment. Right, okay.
So he'll know everything there is to know about the Cavan on the 18s, Cavan minor team. So
how to work. And you were saying the trainer there, the manager is Gary Donahoe. From
Gowna Club, originally from Leitrim, from Drumreilly, but he's been a member of the Gowna Club for years now, for as long as I can remember. And Gary's a very capable manager. He was the manager when they won the Ulster title 2 years ago. So Gary has a lot of respect there. He has Fintan Riley, the ex-county senior goalkeeper, and Jody Clark from Shercock in with him as well. So they're a very capable management team. I believe Dermot McCabe is involved as well. So their preparation is going well. They were very unlucky. Midfielder Greg McGovern unfortunately broke a bone in his foot, I believe, there last weekend. So he's going to be a huge loss. But they have time now to make preparations. No different than the senior. And the funny thing is, actually, Greg is a first cousin of Grode McKiernan. They're from the Swanland Bar Club, so 2 big, strong midfielders.
But they're men.
Well, that's it. But they're very unfortunate, I suppose, in Swanland Bar that the 2 lads are gone. But Cavan Minors will go out. They'll go into the game as underdogs, which in a lot of cases suits Cavan teams.
Some of these players involved with St. Pat's team that was involved with the.
Ranafast, the Ranafast winning team. A lot of them have that experience in it, and I think that's probably where a lot of the confidence is coming from. That they're playing high level competition with the college, and they're seeing that they can compete with the best and beat the best. So I think it's gradually building up through the colleges and through the development squads. There's great work going on around the age. So even if we do go out and we're bet by Monaghan, if the lads can go out and put out a good performance, there is a lot to be positive about. There's no point in getting carried away. As we say, it is a young team. There's plenty of life in them in a few years to come. So, where's the venue for that? It's Clonus.
Clonus, okay.
Clonus. So it'll be a double header with Monaghan will face the winners of the Cavan Fermanagh game. Okay,
right. So hopefully that'll be another good game. Hopefully we're in it that day as well. Exactly. So that brings us next to our under 14, the Cavan ladies. They've been doing really well up until I suppose this week. Probably a little disappointed. So tell us a bit about them, Damien. Well, they had
a good win. They won out the provincial title. They bet Monaghan in the Ulster final the week before last there. Unfortunately, they fell to Kildare in the All-Ireland semi-final. I think it was a bit of a disastrous first half. They were 3-8 to a goal down at half-time. And pretty much as a contest it was over. But fair play to the girls. They came out and they fought hard. And in the second half, they outscored Kildare. I think it was 1-4 to 3-4. So at least they gave a good account of themselves in the second half. But it was just maybe a wee step too far for them. But still, it's progress.
It is, and they're the under 14. So I suppose the future looks bright. And we've had such a strong with the senior team, I suppose, in recent years. I mean, obviously you can see the work that's been done at this level, that it's starting to build up. So the ladies are probably something to watch out for really over the next couple of years. And for anyone who's watching, you are watching Ireland's first and only online live web channels. So thank you for watching. If you're tuning in with us now live from anywhere around the world, I think we're going out to over 1 million viewers as it stands, which is great news. So this is going to bring us to the All County Football League. That's running at the moment. So then we talked through. We've got the Division 1. I suppose Ramor on the top of Division 1.
Yeah, Ramor are having a great season so far in the league. That Division 1 is very, very competitive. Gary Farrell is their own club man. He's over the Ramor team and he's having great success with them. They've played 12 games and they've won 8 out of them. They're sitting on top with 17 points. In second place is Castlerahan with 12 games played as well. They have 16 points. They're going quite well. But I think the team to watch is Cavan Gales. Joe O'Connor has Cathal Collins back. They're in third place.
So they've turned it around since I suppose I last spoke, I think, to Michael.
Yeah, definitely have. They've brought, Cathal Collins has come back. I think he's working in Ireland now again, and he's made a huge addition to their panel. He's vastly experienced. They've Eamon Riley back in at centre half back, so their defence is going to be mean as hell. You're not going to score a lot against them boys. They only have 10 games played and they're on 16 points, so the 2 games in hand would put them top of the table by 3 points clear. So they're probably the team to watch. And at this stage of the year, you want to be coming into your form. You don't want all your best form behind you, and Cavan Gales definitely seem to be doing that, getting their injuries cleared up, so they could be the team again to watch for the championship.
Right. So they probably didn't have the best of starts, but now as you said, they're starting to really come into their own again.
Yeah, they've put it behind them. Like their last victory there, they played Kingscourt up in Kingscourt. They bet them 114 to 12 points. To go up to Kingscourt and beat Kingscourt at home is a tough ask for any team, and this team to win it by 5 points is quite convincing up in Kingscourt. So they definitely seem to be on the up all the way as the league goes on, and as we get closer to championship. So I wouldn't fancy backing against them really. But
no, so you might put some money on them.
No, there's a lot of good strong teams though in that Division 1. Like Lavey there, John Brady's over them and he's making good strides. He's unfortunately at the minute been hit by a lot of injuries, but they're competing constantly up there in Division 1. Mullahoran have had a bit of turmoil with they lost their manager, and there was a bit of a change with the committee and different stuff, but I know some of the players out there are just taking the bull by the horns and getting stuck in, and their preparation is still going well for championship. They're working hard on their fitness and on everything that they have to do to retain their titles. So you can't go ruling out Mullahoran of a championship run either. So
never can you? I suppose I'll have to move you along there, Damien. We might just touch on Division 1B. You're saying Killygarry are top of Division 1B. Anyone else really that we should kind of look out for quickly in there? Or
probably the 3 teams to watch are Killygarry, Gowna and Red Hills. Gowna and Red Hills had a battle there last week. They played each other. It came out a draw. It was 111 to 14 points. It's just quite interesting if you look across all the divisions. The lads who are involved in county teams, both county under-21s and county seniors, are playing exceptionally well for the club. Conor Madden scored 5 points against Red Hills. Torlock Mooney scored 5 points for Red Hills in the same game. 2 county men, 2 county under-21s. They're the teams to watch. Drumgoon won't be too far away. They had a good win against Gowna last week. But again, Conor Madden scored 1-7 in that game. So it's just showing that the county footballers are really making a difference in those club games when they're going back to play for their club. Brilliant.
Well, we're actually running out of time, Damien, but just to mention that we've got Division 2, top of Division 2 is Killishandra, and top of Division 3 is Ballymacue. It's top of that division. I suppose we'll just have to watch this space and follow them from there. So that, I suppose, brings to the end of the show. Thanks very much, Damien, for coming in to All About Sport.
Thanks for having me.
Did you enjoy?
I did.
Your first time, great, and we'll hopefully have you back. So thank you very much to Damien Donahoe for joining us on All About Sport, a Drumalee man himself. We never got to talk about them tonight, but stay tuned, we'll get to talk about them again in the future. So thank you for watching. I will be back again at the same time next Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. So it's goodbye from me, Louise O'Reilly.